Okay, welcome. Welcome all. If I could spell that properly. Okay, traders, starting a few moments late today because I sadly upgraded or updated my trading system and it blew up and it wouldn't update, and I was on the phone with tech support and you name it, but I'm back. But we're going to broadcast from the bamboo desk because the setup that I had that was blown up, I can't record from at the moment. So we will record from here. Let me see if I could show it to you, just a little bit of it. Trying to enlarge my camera a little for you. Oh well, enough of that. It doesn't seem to want to move. So traders, we're going to pick up right where we left off yesterday. This is Friday before a 3-day weekend. We're off on Monday. Of course, markets do open like 6 p.m. Monday as usual, but we consider that a day off. I don't think I would do any trading Monday. I probably would stay away from it Monday night and Tuesday. Let a full day's trading develop Tuesday. We come back in for Wednesday. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Now, at the same time, if a fantastic OMNI setup appears Monday night for Tuesday, I'm not going to deny it either, but we'll see. I'll try to stay away for a day. So we're looking at the Nasdaq, and we know that anytime we're going to trade, it's a very risky endeavor, right? Always put your stops in, put them in first, never trade without stops. If you are going to trade an account with money in it, please be sure that money is earmarked to be lost just in case that happens, because I've seen nightmares happen to people in this game, especially those traders who trade without stops. So put those stops in. So Nasdaq daily bar, Friday, the end of the day. Bull flag has formed in the Nasdaq. We are above, as I mentioned, the 50 bar moving average. We're above the resistance line. Nasdaq sitting in a nice bull flag. I think that leaves us for decent play next week. Being that it's Friday and there's nothing to do Sunday, this is for next week, but we're in a bull flag, and bullish flags usually produce bullish moves. So I would think that in the end, even if Nasdaq gyrates down to the bottom of the flag first and back up, I think this will be eventual. What will happen is we'll go this way. Now, of course, things can change in a moment in this game that we're in, especially with the 3-day weekend coming. But, it's a bull flag, and bull flags generally speak for themselves. So that's what Nasdaq looks like at this moment in time. Good afternoon, Tama. Chris says, Oscar, you poo-pooed my silver trade so hard yesterday I had to laugh. I didn't poo-poo your trade. I just don't like the silver chart. It had nothing to do with your trade. You know what? I'm a big fan. I'll have to show you just to let you know that I didn't poo-poo your trade. I am a fan of silver. I actually have silver in my pocket somewhere. Look at this. I keep silver on me at all times. I don't dislike silver, but I just don't like that chart. I think it's just a nasty looking chart. So that's why yesterday I sort of walked away from it. What you got for me? So I think what we'll do today is I'm just going to allow you guys to tell me what you'd like to look at. Barring one thing, I think, let me just show you one thing. And I'm going to use May, even though May expired today. The Bitcoin chart, with the 3-day holiday weekend coming and Bitcoin looking like this, I think you have to be careful. So this is your Bitcoin daily chart. We looked at this very same chart yesterday. If you recall, I said, you can't deny that this is some odd something going on with a pennant flag here, right? And you would consider it a bearish pennant flag if you're going to call it a pennant flag at all. All right, this being the flagpole, all these days going straight up, this being your pennant flag, that's supposed to point to the downside. Now, the beauty of pennant flags is if you take the pole away, it's basically literally just an apex, and whatever side of the apex you break out of, you follow the action up or down. But it does have a flagpole, and I'm not going to deny that. And there's a 3-day holiday weekend coming, and China, who's not supposed to trade crypto anymore, as you know, it's illegal to trade crypto in China, Won't be trading crypto on Monday when we're not there, and it won't go down probably to the 20s, the mid 20s or low 20s, according to them. I say the chart says whoever's going to do this, somebody's going to hit this thing over the weekend. So, looks to me like Bitcoin may, and of course Ethereum and the others will follow, may get hit over the weekend. Now, I wouldn't put my money there because I'm actually buying dips in Bitcoin all the way down. No matter how low it goes, I'll continue to buy dips for the long-term haul. But for short-term trading, I'd be a little careful in Bitcoin. From there, I'll open it up to whatever you guys want to look at. We'll spend a few moments looking at charts. So gold is
1969.
gold. What's that mean? Oh, the price of gold's going to 1960, so you want to look at gold. Who is that? It's always important to mention who it is. So SBIZ gold 1960. We looked at this yesterday. Remember? Let's get rid of that because it's no longer Tuesday. So here's where this chart gets really interesting, and of course you've seen this in many of my videos. So you see the words failed for gold. You see this average? Well, as you can see when we got under it, failure, crack, boom, 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 right all the way down. Then it starts to bottom out and creates what I like to call a channel. Of course it took time to create, but a channel here gets created, green. You stay inside this channel and you get above the average. Now that's different, right? Wow, look at that, above the average, finally. Then a bull flag forms and a breakout to a bull flag into a breakout. And now this channel, if you ask me, has basically morphed. It's gotten longer. And you could likely remove this top line for now. So we'll remove all of it and start a newer one, which is a little bit more pointed in that direction. So I like gold here. I think that you can buy dips, and where could we get to next? Let's just say we could get to the 1940s or 50s gyrating inside of this channel. So absolutely, you could see that. Now there's, of course, much more intricate analysis that we could do to tell us exactly where it's going to go, but this happens to be a public open channel, and I wouldn't dare do my analysis in front of you cats. But I can certainly figure out exactly where the market would go to the best of my abilities. Doesn't mean I'm always going to be right.
For Chris McGinnis.
For who?
Chris McGinnis.
Chris McGinnis. ACB in Tilray, huh? Let's, I'm not sure I could pull stocks yet. I just got the system up. And that was ACB. Oh, we're getting stocks. Good. So we're back. ACB. Being that ACB has such small daily ranges, I wouldn't be able to perform my style of analysis on it. But the type of analysis we're doing together, which is trendline analysis and channels, I think we can put something together here and see what's going on. So the downward spiral channel that it's been in, and let me label this, A, B, or A, D?
ACB.
ACB. Let me label this in caps. So on your ACD, if we just want to look at simplified analysis, you can see that we're breaking out of this channel, and above I just left a simple 50 ball moving average out there. The street tends to like the 50, and with that in mind, if you don't think the street likes the 50, just look at what happens to almost anything when you get to it. A reaction will take place, right? So we know they're using the 50 on this chart or on this stock. So being that they're using the 50 bar average, that's good to know. Then we can see the channels, and I kid you not, algorithms are looking at these exact same calculations. They're tabulating what we're seeing, but it's no different. Now you're breaking out of that channel. I like that. So I'd have to say this looks like a pretty decent stock. Now I don't even consider analyzing or trading stocks under a $10 minimum range per day. If you've got a stock you want me to analyze, your best bet would say, Oscar, it's a stock that moves more than $10 a day. I'd be more than happy to give you an actual. The ones that don't move all that much, what can I tell you? It's going to move 60 cents today. You can't day trade that, right? and we are day traders by nature, so I tend to go for the larger stocks, but we'll look at Tilray for you as well. It's TLRY, correct, Tilray?
TLRY.
Kind of the same. Can I tell you, I just don't want to analyze it. I don't like it. I don't care. It's nothing I would trade. Sorry, guys. It's just nothing for me. Look, we didn't D&D the phone. Hey, you'll witness a cold call right before your eyes. Live with Oscar. See?
The alert system with Visa
Told you.
MasterCard account.
What else could it be? Nobody calls anymore. That has to either be an old person, right, because they're not texting, or a cold caller. What do we have next?
ADA Cardano.
ADA, huh? Let's look at ADA. That didn't come up for me. What you got next? No, ADA.
Kahoot.
ADA will not show.
KAHOO2.
What are we looking at here, kids? All right, so I'm just looking through the chat, see what you guys want
Yes.
to look at.
Do you have
ADA is a crypto, huh? Wonder why it's not showing up.
See?
What's Kahoot? You have to give me a symbol for Kahoot. That's so Boas Hansen, you want to look at Kahoot? You got to give me a symbol on that. I mean, I can research it for us, but make life simple. Throw me a symbol. All right, so we need something on here. What's the S&P doing right now? Can't leave nothing on here. So let's just remove this for now, which we talked about the other day. Remember that this is the year-end target of the S&P. And, of course, I have a secondary, but it sure did get there pretty quickly. Let me show you some of the stuff on this chart. So, let's just move it up so you can see it. If you look here, it took 3.5 months, literally, from the posting of the year-end target to getting just about hitting it. That's psychotic, kids. That's just
ADA is a
psychotic.
crypto.
ADA is a crypto, but I can't seem to get it to come
Okay.
up.
Then have this.
Nail. I don't know what that dollar sign's going to do for me. I've never used a dollar sign in a. I've never used a dollar sign in a symbol, kid. You got to give me something else. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, the Kahoot now is KAHOT.
Kahoot. Kahoot. Don't know if it's going to show up. No, did not show up for me.
Okay. HMBO. For Sam W.
Where are we?
HMBO for Sam W.
HMBL. Sam, you want me to look at HMBL? Let's see if it comes up. That's another stock that trades like a few cents a day, right? Not a lot of analysis I can do for you here. And there's a reason why I say that. When you've got stock that's so low in price, it's low in volume, there are certain holders of those shares that can come in and out at any moment and just blow up any form of analysis that you think might work, because it's too inexpensive and it is possible to manipulate. So I tend to, if it's not really moving where there's enough volume to keep the snakes out and keep the analysis working correctly, it's a difficult market to try to use analysis on.
This is the symbol.
Nail.
NAIL. Period.
Nail does not come up for some reason, buddy. S. Nail, huh?
Maybe with a period at the end.
No. Oh, there you go. Now that's a little more movement there. It's something I could sink my teeth into. So tell me about Nail, because I've never actually looked at it before. What's Nail, buddy? Tell me what Dano says. I want to know what this is. Not that it matters to me. I've just never seen it before. Type it in the chat room. What's Nail? Builder ETF, huh? Nice. So let's take a look at that. So my take on building right now is that let's talk fundamentals for a moment, and then we'll look at the chart. Housing is getting to a point where people just can't afford to buy it anymore, and sellers can't afford to sell it anymore because it's getting too high for the buyers to buy. So we're reaching a spot where I'm not expecting a real estate crash. We're reaching some form of equilibrium out there where people are going, you know what? I can't afford a house that was $500,000 3 months ago for $900,000. I just can't afford that. I can't afford the mortgage. So we're reaching that spot. Where I think we noticed it first was the lumber chart. And now you look at this ETF, and I think it looks just like the lumber chart. You put your capitulation in up here, and since then you've basically come back to test the average, got under the average, testing it again, the same average that seems to have started this whole mess. Now I'm going to show you the lumber chart because it kind of looks like this. And then, is this not a flag? I mean, if you ask me, that's a pretty good flag right there. What's wrong with that being a bear flag? Right? We can make that red so that it looks a little scarier. And make this red. So that is a bear flag on top of it, right? How about that? Gardeners behind us, the bamboo desk. So that is a bear flag. And being that it is a bear flag, you stay below that average, it should bear its fruit. Now that's NAIL, which is a builder's ETF. Now that makes sense because, and on this machine they just changed lumber, so now it is LB. Oh, it's LS. Got it. LSBN. No, LBS maybe. Lumber reminds me of the same sort of look right now. If you look at the lumber chart, which we're doing at this moment, you can see that it too put its capitulation moment in. Since then, it's come racing down, rallied up for a bit, heading back down. So that's kind of the same behavior that we just seen in the NAIL chart. Not NAIL, the AMC, the Builder ETF. So for now, I think it's just fundamentally you can see that the housing's gotten just a little bit up there. I'm not calling for any housing crash by any means. So you're starting to now see it in lumber, you're seeing it in building ETFs. That will probably turn around and head back up at some point. But that's where we are now for sure. Copper, by the way, just won't stop. I mean, it is just on an insane tear. And we talked about this one yesterday as well, but if we're going to talk about builders, we're going to talk about copper. It's been stair-stepping its way up since this thing began. It just comes out of these little stair steps and explodes. And I showed this to you in yesterday's presentation, if I remember correctly. All of this is interconnected, of course. And then a lot of it is based on what happens with the dollar index. If the dollar continues lower, which today had one of those big massive turnaround days, and if this bear flag bears fruit, dollar will crack lower, and that should probably send markets like copper and lumber a lot higher. So going into next week, again, really no shot at us doing analysis that we would use for Monday night because I don't want to do that yet. I'm going to see what craziness happens in the half hour or the half day market on Sunday into Monday. Then it'll close from Monday to Monday night. We'll let it gyrate, as I mentioned in the beginning of this session on Tuesday, and then we'll work out what we should do for the rest of the week. The OMNI has been having fantastic months, month after month. It doesn't win every day, and it doesn't win every month. We had one losing month out of the last 10, but OMNI's been killing it, and I'd like for you to all join me at livewithoscar.com when you find the time in my trading room. So my time is up. I see we are at 2:30. I thank everybody once again for tuning in today. A little bit frazzled when we started, as I mentioned, because none of my machinery was working when I sat down to do this, so had to scramble and come outdoors. But hey, we got it done anyway, kids. Again, thank you for tuning in. I will meet you probably on Tuesday again at 2 p.m. for the same sort of wrap up, but we'll have a bit more short-term intricate analysis to look at on Tuesday for trading on Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.